At Dover's Monster Mile, we've gone almost a quarter of the race without a caution flag, so the pit crews are tuning up. Get ready, because they know they're going to see their machine on pit road for the first time shortly. And tune up the equipment, tune up the body.
That's right.
All the same thing. Got to be ready to go when that car hits pit road. From the pit studio, Alan, Rusty, and Brad watching Kyle Busch stretch out a 5-second lead as he works through traffic, and watching lap traffic be a little hairy, too.
Oh, this place is tough to get around, especially off these corners. You see Ryan Newman on the bottom, Jason Leffler up top. They've been battling back and forth like crazy. But right now, we're 50 laps in this race, and these tires are starting to get worn down a little bit, and these cars are starting to drive a little bit evil.
Yeah, they are, and I think we're going to see some right front tires in particular get changed here coming up on this pit
look
stop
at that
coming
run.
up. But great
Got the
long
fender,
run.
too.
Yeah, we've already got cars a lap down in 17th place. You're one lap down, so long green flag run, which is pretty normal here, and some good hard racing right here.
Beep, beep. Didn't appreciate that. Hello. Yeah, it's one of the fascinating things about this racetrack. It's so subtle for a driver to see. How he works the groove and tries to figure out where his car is better than the one in front of him to make a pass around. We just saw Ryan Newman do that to get by Jason Leffler. We've been watching your son Steve, Rusty, try and figure out a way around Trevor Bayne. Steve in the 66, Bayne in the 99 for what, about 25 laps?
These four cars right here, it's been the best race so far. They've been battling back and forth. And I heard DJ say, boy, Steve ought to try the top lane. I totally agree. He's getting boxed in on the bottom of this track, and Trevor's got that momentum on the top side, and that's what Dover's all about. Running the top of the track, getting the momentum, using a lot of the track.
Good fight on the right side of the screen for 8th, 9th, and 10th positions. Meanwhile, we talked about Justin Allgaier. His car has just gone a lap down from starting in 7th position as he continues to struggle and fight with that machine and desperately hope for a caution. Just doesn't want to be the caution.
Yeah, I mean, that race car is really evil today. He is loose everywhere, and he's just trying to hang on until they can get down pit road, make some adjustments on it, tighten that thing up, and give him 4 good, fresh Goodyear Eagles, and let's see if he can get back in the mix.
Didn't take long for Kyle Busch to disappear from the front view of Justin Allgaier's car. How about that 18, Doc?
Yeah, Alan, we talked about how rough this place is on car and driver, and even our leader. So listen in to Kyle Busch's radio here a moment ago.
Ask me about the shocks after the race.
10-4. I've heard more about ride quality in the last 2 laps from about 3 drivers.
That was Jason Ratcliffe, his crew chief, responding. And what he's hearing from Kyle and other drivers is that when these guys unload the car by dive bombing it in across the bottom of the corner, the car actually hits and shivers or begins to bounce. To explain how that happens and why it happens, let's go down to our Craftsman Tech Garage with Tim Broom.
Thanks, Doc. Like we talked in the countdown show, the shock absorbers, we can adjust them to take rebound out of them if we build them rebound adjustable, compression adjustable to help that loose sensation getting down in the corner. But Kyle's pretty good right now. But if you listen to that guy, reminds you of a guy named Rusty Wallace years ago. He could talk springs, shock absorbers, but what he's trying to do right now is to get more feedback after the race, how to make his race car better the next trip up here. And I tell you something, this is one smart guy. Marty?
Well, and Rusty, you got to be happy because Steven finally got around Trevor Bayne.
Well, I'm glad that happened. I mean, he used a lot of patience, and you have to have patience at this particular track because on the exit of the corners, they're so tight. But Tim's exactly right. You really got to work on these shock absorbers really hard because this is a concrete racetrack. It's not as smooth as asphalt tracks, so it really puts up what we call a little bit of a vibration to a driver. When a driver's driving, he can feel the car actually bouncing across the concrete more than he can on an asphalt racetrack. So your tuning device is the shock absorber.
All right, let's move a little bit further back. You're talking about shocks. Let's listen in on Danica Patrick's radio as she's running in 34th, 2 laps down.
Slight vibration, feels like right front.
Well, and that's exactly what we're talking about.
Here's what's going on. We heard Paul Wolf talk to us right before the race started about that rubber buildup and how it does affect ride quality, and it does change as the race goes on, and we see it getting blacker and blacker. I think that's what these drivers are feeling. That track is rough, and then when it rubbers up like it does, I think it hits these, these higher spots get higher yet. I think it just kind of enhances that vibration or those bumps.
Jamie, you've got more?
And Danica just said, guys, I'm getting tighter. It's pushing more. Remember yesterday, Andy, we were listening. She said it was getting that building push, that building understeer, and that's exactly what she's feeling now. And sure it has something to do with the rubber that's getting laid down. It's the first time she's feeling that.
Yeah, you can see, Jamie, from her in-car that she has a lot of wheel in it. And then you can also see with her hands on the wheel just how rough it is. I mean, you can see how those bumps are affecting it and actually making it worse.
Ryan Newman going to split these two as he is on the lead lap. Joe Nemechek, who's going to turn 47 tomorrow, he's in his backup car after a crash yesterday. And let's move a little bit further with Trevor Bayne and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. going after each other for 11th position. Let's get an update on the 99. Jamie Little, what are you hearing?
And Trevor Bayne's car's pretty much been all over the place, Marty, since the start of the race. He said he was a little bit loose. Now he says it's getting really tight. He said we need to work on the stability, and that was part of the problem Stephen Wallace was having with the 99. He was all over the place, so they're definitely looking for some changes on this first round of pit stops, Vince.
Well, in the other car in that battle, the 6 of Ricky Stenhouse, he's really had some good runs of late. He's battling with Brian Scott for that Rookie of the Year category, and the last 7 times Scott and Stenhouse have been in the same race, Stenhouse has had a better result. Remember, early in the season, we talked about how the guy couldn't seem to finish a race. His confidence is up. He's running much better. In fact, the last 10 races, Stenhouse has 4 top 10s, having another solid effort so far today.
Yeah, remember the first 12 starts of 2010, he had 5 DNFs for crashes. He's had 0 in his last 12 starts. Take a look at Brad Keselowski and Reed Sorensen. That is for 4th on the racetrack, and Reed's going around him to take the spot.
Yeah, we'd seen earlier where Kevin Harvick had run up to Reed Sorensen, and Reed's pulled away from him and taking that 4th spot now from Brad Keselowski.
And here comes Stenhouse taking a look and doing more than just looking. He's passing Trevor Bayne.
That's a nice move. He got his car right down on the bottom, was able to make that pass.
So move Stenhouse up to 11th spot. Where's our race leader? There is Kyle, as he's, after 66 laps, leading Carl Edwards by 1.9 seconds. Does he get the record today? 11 wins in the season. It's definitely doable. We're under our first caution here after we've completed 71 of 200 laps at the Monster Mile. And remember Brad Keselowski in Countdown saying, usually the first caution's by a right front tire and you don't want to be the one to have that happen to you. Well, it happened to Danica Patrick. She was running in the 34th position when this is what happened.
She got real high in 3 and 4. Probably not sure exactly what's going on, and then bam, there goes the tire. God, that's a pretty hard lick. Definitely put her out.
Yeah, the last few laps she'd been even higher and higher, and that tire was probably going down somewhat, and then just lets go as that loads up coming out of 4.
Well, obviously it blew.
Yeah, it blew.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what her thoughts are on the day today. Certainly not what she wanted. She wanted to finish the race, but that's not going to be the case. Only 14 cars still on the lead lap. We will get Brendan Gaughan back on the lead lap for 15 as he will get the lucky dog. Pit lane is open and everybody's in, including Reed Sorensen. Vince?
He started 6th, then he's up a couple of spots to 4th, but he says it's just a little bit too free, so they're going to give him a track bar adjustment to snug him up, and also an air pressure adjustment. 4 tires. Jerry Punch.
Kyle Busch said the car got tight. They said, let's not change anything, just 4 tires. Meanwhile, Carl Edwards, they're going to go down a half a round on the track bar. He is snug in the middle of the corner. Jamie.
Joey Logano, 1 round of wedge, 4 tires, Sunoco fuel. He comes off pit road 2nd, gains a couple of positions, guys.
And in our nationwide insurance race off pit road, you can see those that gained the spots: Logano, Keselowski, Stephen Wallace. Those that dropped included Carl Edwards, Reed Sorensen, Ryan Newman. So our first caution of the day comes out after 71 green flag laps. Stay with us. We'll get it all cleaned up and start it all over again. Back here at Dover, and make sure to go to NASCAR.com for all your latest NASCAR information. Getting ready to go back to the green flag. And Danica Patrick back in the garage area. They'll try and put that car back together, see if they can get back out. We don't have a final update. All the other crews looking over tires. Good reports from pit road on the number 1 and the 38, Newman and Leffler. One wave around, Tim Andrews in the 79. We mentioned already, though, lucky dog went to Brendan Gaughan, so we've got 15 on the lead lap. And Kyle Busch, with the choice, decided to go on the high side as he brings him out of turn number 4. It is Busch, Logano, Edwards, Keselowski, and Sorensen.
Well, he's in control of where to start that, so you can make probably either side work.
Sorensen and Wallace almost had some contact. Also keep an eye on Ryan Newman. He's looking a little racy back there as well.
Now, these restarts are always exciting for these guys. See, there's Ryan Newman racing with Brian Scott in the 11.
Don't forget, Ryan Newman finished second here to Kyle Busch in the May race. That was his first Nationwide Series start of the season.
Carl Edwards working over Joey Logano for second.
Yeah, and Kevin Harvick trying to take that fourth spot away from Brad Keselowski is able to do that.
And Harvick, remember, he was much further back, but has slowly pecked his way back up here. As he is right behind Logano, who has been passed by Carl Edwards. And right before we had the caution, Andy, you were noticing, and so were you, DJ, about how good Carl was looking.
Yeah, you know, I said at the beginning of the show that Carl Edwards looked good in practice in the short run. Actually, the long runs where he really looked good, because at the end of that one, he had actually run down Kyle Busch by more than about 3 seconds.
Well, I'll tell you what, though, guys, right now Kyle owns this track. 1.1 seconds. There's the lead already as we've gone back to green flag racing. In fact, Joe Gibbs Racing has led all 78 laps so far, 4 by Logano, the other 74 by that man in the number 18. And the 2 JGR cars led all but 3 laps here in May. Whoa, Darnell almost became our second caution.
Well, you just have to be careful. You get up on that high side. We talk about it. We can see you can carry some speed. Once you start exiting that corner, you've got to get down. That's not where there's grip.
The reason he's running so hard is he was racing Allgaier for that lucky dog spot should the caution come out.
Allgaier in 16th now, and here's how it happened.
Yeah, you can see he's up there just where it's still a little gray. Rubber build up out there. Actually, the marbles get up there, and there's just no grip whatsoever. He made a nice save.
Let's check in now on the 98 of Paul Menard, the 66 of Stephen Wallace. Stephen's had close quarter racing since the drop of the green flag. This is for 7th, and right behind there you see the 38 of Jason Leffler as well. Here comes Menard taking a look on the inside.
Yeah, Stephen knows from his racing and trying to make passes here already today that it's going to be a tough act for somebody to go to the inside and make that pass on him. So he's willing to give a little bit of that space, see if he can hold off Paul Menard here.
Menard's got a fender on him. Now, side by side, they go into the corner. Can he clear him? Stephen runs up a little higher, and he's going to surrender the spot.
I think he might be battling his handling a little bit right now.
All right, let's check back in on the 99. What kind of tire report do you have for us, Jamie Little?
Well, not a good one. The 99 of Trevor Bayne apparently had some contact. We're not sure who with yet. It definitely wasn't the 66. He said he felt like he had a tire going down. Yeah, do you see that tire rub there he had? So he came in not once but twice, 2 pit stops to get it all fixed. They said they think he's pretty good now, and he's running 13.
He dodged a bullet right there for that caution coming out.
Yeah, if the 7 hadn't blown a tire, he was getting ready to.
He's going past Eric Darnell right now. Darnell, 17th position, the second car, 1 lap down. We're getting word from NASCAR that the 04 of Jeremy Clements is being posted, that he has a stuck vent open. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, that's a fuel vent where it's got a little valve in there that keeps that fuel from sloshing out of there when it's completely full. And if it sticks open, it'll actually leak out of there, almost siphon out by the air going by.
Valve.
And we should also report, we didn't get this out, Michael Annett had a pass-through penalty. He was too fast exiting. That dropped him back. He is running 15th right now. So that's the reason why he dropped back. In fact, he is the last car on the lead lap right now as Kyle Busch is turning it into another one of the Kyle Busch days. He's leading by 1.4 here at Dover.